Hail, hail, everybody. Welcome to the latest Smell the Glove. Here we are. This is Dr. J. We are coming to you live. It is 11:28 in the morning in Myrtle Beach, in where else? In New Jersey, and in the great state of Athens, Georgia. What's up, boys?
What's happening, Beaton?
It's happening, Beaton.
What's
happening, Beaton? Oh, man. Anyway, so we've had a couple of good days. Actually, really interesting couple of good days. It's been a decent week. We'll go over what's going to happen next week, which is going to be even more interesting. Really, really excited about the next week of being a Celtic fan, by the way, just saying. In addition, we have a little matter of a we'll call it, the Wii Champions League get together, play-in, where we played Astana from Kazakhstan. And I think we played pretty well. In fact, we did a little show. I had a little 30-minute 5 points afterwards, in which we had some interesting stuff to talk about. But I wanted to bring the boys back and definitely talk about it today. So, Chris, you with us? Chris, what's going on, brother? Chucky Allah?
Oh, just hang in there. Sunday mornings.
And by the way, I just want you to recognize who gave you the shout out, Chucky Allah, last show. You couldn't get on.
Oh yeah. You were my lone representative. So I thank you mightily for that.
So did you get a chance to obviously you watched this now. Were you in the cone?
I was in the cone for Champions League. Obviously, with it being 2:45 in the afternoon, it's not real conducive to an 8 to 6, 8 to 5 hour work day. So yeah, I was in the cone, and then I had some other errands I had to run after work. So I didn't actually get to start watching the match until about 7 p.m., 7, 8 maybe, something like that. So it was a longer cone than usual. So.
Nice.
You were going to like midnight or so?
Yeah, it was literally like, I don't know, 8:30, 9 o'clock before I actually got to sit down to watch.
Oh, no way, really?
So, yeah.
Oh. Rev, were you in the cone, or were you watching live?
Yeah, I got to watch it live, luckily.
And did anyone else have a headache after the game because you were screaming and pounding on the TV so loud and hard as the goals went in, or was it just me?
My throat hurt from laughing.
Oh, it was good stuff. So, Chris, when you were watching late, what was it? What was the feeling like when the first goal went in? Were you thinking, I'm good?
No. What happened? This is just my interpretation of what the match was. But for the first 15 to 20 minutes, I was thinking the whole time like, this is going to be tougher than I thought. Because I'd kind of predicted that we would win 2, maybe 3-0 at home, but that it was going to be a lot tighter than it was. And then when the first goal went in, I went, fantastic. We're doing all right. We're doing all right. And then it just kept coming, and then by the end of it, at the end of the match, once it was over with, I went, if you had told me in the first 15 minutes that the game would have ended that way, I would have laughed. I really would have laughed because I wasn't expecting it, I guess. But I guess it just shows kind of how we like to play, which is once we build momentum, we're a force to be reckoned with. And I think it's only going to help us going forward from here because we're playing just tremendous football at the moment.
Oh, I believe that. So, I saw someone tweet out something about if they keep coming at us after halftime, we'll win this 5-0. You guys see that?
Yeah, I saw something similar to it.
Yeah,
may have been it. Yeah.
So, was anyone else excited, Chris? I mean, Rev, were you excited about about when the first goal went in?
Actually, I mean, I was, but I mean, I don't know if you guys have anything like it, but I have like the Foot Mob, the score app, and especially when I'm watching a game live, I like to mute the alerts because they're usually
a few seconds ahead
of whatever stream that I'm watching. So I got the alert for the first goal maybe a good 2 minutes before. Where it actually was. So I'm just like, shit. So I already knew it was coming, but I'm like, all right, at least I know I'm ready for it. So I'm watching, and I actually recorded it with my phone and everything. So I was ready, and then I get the alerts after that. But
and who are we giving that goal to, credit wise?
I mean, that was his own goal for sure.
We're giving it to the man down under.
I mean, it was all his effort, though.
Yeah, Rev, I'm sorry, I'm just listening. Sorry, I had to do that. Remember, this is the Wizardry of Oz. This is Tom Rogic Appreciation podcast, so we had to just play that at least once.
I'm crediting the first goal to Tom Rogic.
Of course.
I mean, because anytime Tom Rogic gets credit for a goal, it's a great day.
Who got the first? Who you giving the first goal to?
When the Tom they
Sorry. I'm sorry. First goal was to who? I'm sorry. You get a Tam?
Tam Rogic, yes.
Tam Rogic. There you go. That was nice. I'll tell you what. It was good stuff. I was happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you're not over the moon, somebody. I saw somebody moaning the other day about something. I went, you realize that we're still undefeated domestically after 52 games.
51. 51.
51
games. Yes.
Apologies.
I was going to, because later on I was going to ask you, should we take over the hashtag going for 55?
Yeah, somebody tweeted that out yesterday and said we need to start using the hashtag Celtic going for 55
in a row.
Fantastic, but no, I forgot my fucking plan now. This is ridiculous. I was actually trying to take that someplace, but I don't know what it was now.
So someone tweeted out, or so it was 51 in a row, and
I really lost my train of thought.
oh, okay. Once again, highlighting why we are the least prepared people in Celtic podcast land.
I wasn't really expecting a hashtag going for 55.
Adopted. Hashtag adopted going for 55.
Okay, all right. So you know how people just get upset over the dumbest stuff or whatever.
Oh, moan. Yes, moan.
I was thinking about it that imagine where we were last year at this time, and we're barely scraping by FC Astana, and the way we cruised them on Wednesday night was just absolutely telling of how far we have come as a club, as a team, as fans. I mean, we are we're doing moon jumps while everybody else is still trying to run in place. It's really remarkable, and so people moaning about this, that, and the other, just relax, man. Everything's good at the moment.
Getting there. It's getting there. It's getting there. I'm with you. I'm with you, Chris. I mean, are there things to moan about? Of course.
Of course.
If you want to bring up something to moan about, hell, we have a lot of things we can talk about. We can cry and moan about, but why? Why focus on the negative at this point in time? Look at the difference in these players. You know what I mean? Look at what he's brought in. Look at what we're looking at down the road. Look at next week. Next week, when we get to what's coming up next week, man, it's a great fucking week for us. Unbelievable. Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be a great week. In fact, things are so great right now. We even have someone we can root for. Yeah, can you hear that thunder coming back from one? That's right. Sorry, I had to do that. Tom Rogic, we love you. Sorry, there's more music from down under. Anyway, so it was 5-0. Obviously, it was just. Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, own goal. I mean, you could call it own goal if you wanted to. Sinclair, Forrest, and then my favorite player of all time playing for Shitov was Karagandi or Shitov playing for Astana. By the way, did you realize who the goalkeeper was? Did he look familiar to you? The Moken guy.
No.
He was the goalkeeper that played for Karagandi when Commons hit that sidewinder. That's the same goalkeeper. He went from Karagandi to Astana. That's the guy we beat with when Forrest beat him. Remember that? When I hate to say this, I hate to bring it up, but I mean when Stokes really ran through the entire defense and then passed it back just to make Jamesy look good, and then we scored, and then Lenny ran down the side. Yeah. That was Moken. That's the same goalkeeper. So, and by the way, he sucks. Just saying. If my son Max had done that, I'd have gone out there and I'd have ripped his ear off and dragged him off the field playing like that. He was bad. Anyway, but that was that one. Anything else you want to add to that? I have one thing to add to that game, by the way. Anything else want to add? Anything to that?
The Tifo display.
Tifo display was awesome. Yep. Tifo display was awesome. It was. Do you see the comment today from Kieran Tierney?
No.
When he saw the banner, he said he was just buzzing. He goes, we're not supposed to look during the game, but when we walked out and saw my face 6 foot high in 111, it was just crazy. He goes, I was just buzzing. That's good for him, man. Living the fucking dream.
Yeah. Plus, he's a big fan of Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see his tweet?
Oh yeah. I mean, like that was like a legitimate thing.
Yeah.
What was Conor McGregor giving Celtic love and all of that, and then KT's a big fan of Conor McGregor, and to have his face up there with Conor McGregor's words and all that, I knew that kind of as soon as I saw it. So I thought that was really cool.
That was good stuff. By the way, you know who else we got love from? Or should I say this? You know who did not get love from somebody on Wednesday night?
Who's that?
Sevco fans got no love. Sevco fans got no love on Wednesday night. Especially from a guy named Martin Tyler. That was awesome. Martin Tyler, I love you. Martin Tyler, I love you. That he actually said, as he did say Rangers were demoted, but what else he said was that they came back as a new club. Kind of hard to argue that one, isn't it? I mean, the man, he's a respectable man, isn't he?
Yeah.
See that, and that's what I said to that effect too. Like in the FIFA games now, that's what he says. Whenever you play, Celtic, Rangers and stuff, and that's what his official line is.
That they're a new club.
That they. That they were, he goes with the, the same club meant that they were demoted, starting in the, whatever, the fourth level, and, had to, come back up, and it's been a few years, and whatever, that typical bullshit. And it's just that's disappointing. But I figure, that's what they have to put in the game, to,
oh, of course.
to
It would
them.
be, could you imagine the bombs and death threats taking place over at what company is that does those things? Xbox.
EA.
Yeah, EA. Right. EA. Hey, by the way, that
compared to the when they got taken out of the game since
Oh.
they weren't in, and they're just like, how could you? It's like you're not in the league.
You're not in the
You
league.
can't be in the game.
fucking just idiots. By the way, that I tweeted out. That tweet got posted on both the Scotsman and one other one too, and Evening Times. It's been seen,
Times or whatever.
yeah, 85,000 times. That tweet. $85,000 times. Rangers fans getting the piss taken out of them from some Puerto Rican watching a TV in Myrtle Beach. Can't fucking beat that, man. That's the best. Fucking zombie bastards.
On Wednesday and Thursday, like on Men's Sports and stuff, they've already given up. They've already given up any hope of winning the league this year, or even getting second place, because they're like, that's another $30 million for us.
Yeah.
They have, the players that we have, that they have no money. They have no players that they've basically given up on getting anybody in the transfer window this summer. They have no money to get anybody. Obviously, they're not. They didn't do anything for Europe. They don't think they're even going to challenge Aberdeen for second place.
No, you know what they call that? Progress.
Yeah.
Oh, the piss taking from the Huns. I love it. Hun bastards. Fuck. You know what? You know who Huns are, Chris?
Atlanta United.
Atlanta United fans.
That content that I saw yesterday at the grocery store in a Chelsea jersey.
Oh.
Yeah, Huns. Fuck them. Fucked a lot of them.
Fucked a lot of them. Unbelievable. Fucking anyway. So that was 5-0. Then we go on and we win yesterday, 2-0. Anyone want to add anything to 2-0? I mean, that was our B team. It was a great performance, I thought, from the B team. That was great. Anyone want to add anything to that?
I mean, it just yesterday showed, just a continuation of every match that we've played up to this point. I mean, it's just, every single week there's somebody that steps up, no matter who it is. KT starting at center back. The announcers on Celtic TV were even saying, like, okay, we're gonna, this week they're gonna have, KT's gonna be a striker, and Scott. They were talking about Scott Brown getting further up the pitch yesterday, and I mean he was an attacking striker at different points yesterday. So I mean it's just fantastic to watch, to be honest.
It was good, wasn't it? You know what the best part about yesterday was? I was hoping that I would hear "fat fucking zombie." You're a fat fucking zombie. I was hoping to hear that about Chris Boyd, but I mean, remember that from a couple of years ago? I was waiting for that. I was like, "Where is it? Where is it?" And it didn't come. But I was actually chanting that to myself watching the game yesterday. Fucking. And by the way, the best, the actual best. And if you, and St. Anthony, if you're listening to this, I love you, man. This is absolutely just the most fucking hilarious thing. What he said was, hold on, let me find it real quick. Here you go. This is what he said on Twitter, St. Anthony. He said, Chris Boyd looked like one of those fans who pays to play in a charity game. He is a disgrace to his profession with that build and fitness. And then John Davis comes in afterwards. He says, every time that bloated lump of driftwood takes the pitch, the credibility of Scottish football takes another hit.
That's brutal.
Oh man, fucking! Oh man, this is like the best thing ever. That was actually excellent. Chris Boyd at Simply Celtic basically posted. Let's see, Chris Boyd has scored over 250 goals in Scotland, and only one is against Celtic. That's mental. Hashtag Fat Bottler. Oh God! And did you see him when he grabbed Calvin Miller? Did you see that gif?
Yeah.
No.
He nutmegged the
Yeah.
fuck out of him, and all he could do was just grab him and say, "Oh, you got me." Fuck.
Calvin Miller's a stud.
He did. Listen, he played great. Him and
Ralston.
Ralston,
both,
yeah.
Man, that's just. God dang, our future is bright with those two kids.
You know what's interesting, Chris, that you say that you bring up Ralston? Yes, he's been great. Miller, yes, he's great. Do you know where Miller ended up playing the game yesterday?
I mean, I want to say he was, at times he looked like he was playing, left back or right back.
He played right back the entire game.
Sorry.
Where did he end up playing the game?
Basically as a winger.
Yeah, left wing. He came in, played left wing.
Yeah.
He came in. They moved him. They lost loose again, and then put him on left wing. That is the value of. I mean, listen, like you said it, and Rev said it earlier. The difference between this year and last year is just astounding, right? You realize, he's got players who can play anywhere.
Yes,
he's got players who can play anywhere. He played Bitton in center defense. He played Tierney in center defense. He played Miller at left wing, which I believe is his actual position in real life.
Role.
Yeah, but he's playing the guys at right back. I mean, he's got these guys playing everywhere. He's got 4 scoring goals playing up top. I mean, you're right, Chris. This is a fun time to be watching this team, and they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better. So let me ask you this. Hey, Rev.
Yo.
Ready? Cal McGregor and Tom Rogic, 2 guys that went on loan, right? When they were with Celtic, right? And what I've read, 2 of 131 have come back and made an impact. And I don't think they include Charlie Mulgrew because he actually left. They cut him, but he came back. He didn't go out on loan. They just let him go. Which one do you think has made the most improvement since they came, or since the first time you've seen them?
Well, definitely, you got to go with Rogic for sure. McGregor is definitely. I think he's going to be this year's, Rogic. He's going to have, like I said, last episode, I think, or 2 episodes prior. This is going to be his blowout, year.
Mm-hmm.
When you said that before, I'm trying to think of like other players that have, gone out, come back, whatever. Iyer. Now that he's starting to feature,
right?
Maybe he's going to start to maybe be like how McGregor was last year or 2 years ago, where he's just going to start to just break into the team, and then maybe in a year or 2 he'll start to really blow up because he's still young as hell.
Who'd you say? But you think Rogic's better?
Yeah, for sure.
Sorry. Tom Rogic Appreciation Show.
And then don't forget about Liam Henderson. He's been around for how long?
Yeah.
And he keeps going out on loan.
But he made an impact before he left.
Exactly.
Figure that one out before he left.
But the only thing that we've seen him do, and I don't know how up you are on like all the players like social media or anything, the only thing I see him do lately is he drives Bruni around. If you look at Bruni's Instagram, that's the only time I ever see Liam Henderson. Is he's after games, he's driving Bruni around. Like,
he was on the bench yesterday, so he made the game day bench.
Yeah, but then they're like, that's it, and then it's like, all right, I'll take you home, buddy. Like, that's it.
That's funny. I think Christie's going to be the next one. By the way.
Yeah, I hope so.
I think Christie's going to be the next one. He's playing really well over at Aberdeen right now, which is good.
He's playing, somewhere at least, and he definitely has the skills. It's just a matter of if he comes back, which I think he probably will.
Yeah, yeah, he will. It's interesting because here's the thing. You ready? You have Henderson, you have Christie who's going to forge himself a ridiculous career. Not like he wasn't doing very well at Inverness. You follow me? The question I have is, I mean, I'm looking down at two, like I'm looking down at people saying Roberts and two more coming in this week. I mean, who are we getting rid of? Wasn't the whole point of culling the squad to be able to make room for these people? I mean, who are we going to get rid of to bring in Roberts and two more people? Mm-hmm. And then look at Henderson, because you can't keep the guy where he's at forever. You got to find some place to either send him or let him go. And Christie's out there, and I don't even want to talk about Scott Allen, but I mean we have all these people laying around. So I mean, what do you do?
And somehow Shifty is still technically under. He's not. He's only on loan.
He just left, by the way.
Well, right, but I mean, it's just a loan deal. That's only a 1-year loan deal. That wasn't a transfer.
Doesn't he have another 18 years left on his contract? Is that like, didn't we sign him for like till he was 40? It's like ridiculous. Yeah, the guy's still here. And Scott Allen.
Here's the stats on Shifty though. All right, so we signed him in 2015. He's made 11 starts and 15 sub appearances.
And how many goals? One? Four. Damn.
So much.
That's not bad considering. I mean, yeah, that's better than Skepovich.
Jesus, Skepovich.
And by the way, if Brendan can go ahead and change around what's the fortunes of almost everyone, but he won't work with Shifty and he won't work with Effie. Just saying, nope, sorry. Is it? I mean, do you think it's like he walks in and says, "I just know you two are shite, and I don't even want to mess with you because you'll ruin my record."
I mean, who knows what he does in training, but I don't know. I've had a sour opinion of Shifty for a long time.
Yeah, ever since he bit somebody.
I mean, it's not that I don't like the guy. It's just that like he's just like throwing a wet dish rag out there. Like he's not in position. He can't catch a ball coming in, and it's just. I just wish we would send him out on loan and let him get some experience and some first team stuff, so he's not a limp, wet dish rag.
Chris, what would we pay for him? So do you have what there? What would we pay for him? 1.5.
I don't see that on here, but hang on. I will look that up.
Okay.
Hang tight.
But you know what else is the funniest shit? Rev, do you see the Scott Allen quote today?
No.
Why everyone hates him? He's got a better 6 degrees of separation than Kevin Bacon at this point in time. Check this out. Okay. Here's what he said in an article the other day. Hearts fans probably don't like me because I played for Hibs. Hibs fans probably don't like me because I left. Rangers fans don't like me because I went to Celtic. I started at Dundee United, but the fans probably don't like me because now I'm at Dundee. Celtic fans know that when I was a wee boy, my favorite team were Rangers, and that's good enough reason for Aberdeen fans to hate me. What a fucking shambles. What a shambles. Oh, man, this is a good week on the internet, on social media for a lot of good shit, man. It really was.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Chris, what you get a number?
1.5 million.
1.5 million.
Pounds.
Yes. And then another 10 to 15 grand a week, probably.
That's right.
And how long was that contract for?
Till next year, which would have been a 4-year
deal.
I guess it would be, it was a 4-year deal.
All right, so
15 would be
4 times 52 equals 208 weeks times, let's say, $15,000 a week. So that contract, you don't want to guess what that contract's worth over 4 years?
A lot.
$4.6 million pounds
Jesus.
is what he's going to cost the club over the course of 4 years. That's what people don't realize, man. I'll tell you what. It is. Why don't we just buy Patty? Do you realize what buying Patty would be if we signed him on a 4-year deal, right? 52 weeks, right? Equals 208 weeks for 4 years. Times, let's say we're paying him 35. What is he on? 30, 35, 25,000 a week? 30,000 a week?
Probably.
Okay, let's say 30,000 a week. That's 6.24 million plus another 6, 8, 9 million for the guy. So you're talking about 15 million pounds to sign and keep Patty Roberts for 4 years. That's half of one Champions League. The entire thing.
Yeah.
15. I know. Listen, I realize no one likes doing math, and I hate math as much as everyone else. But Jesus fucking Christ, Chifty cost us, oh my God, almost 6 million pounds.
Yeah.
You guys have to take over. I have to go get a drink. I don't know what to say after that.
I mean, I don't know what there is to say. I mean, if you look at who Celtic have signed in the past that have turned out not to be great signings, a la
Where do you want to start?
Guidetti. I mean, what did we pay for Guidetti a couple years ago?
Oh, well, he was a loan guy, so I don't know what we paid. We probably subsidized his payments. Guidetti was on loan.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to look at,
we didn't sign him.
yeah. So if you want to add Miku,
Miku, yeah.
Yeah, the other Lasad, Allen.
I forgot about that guy.
I mean, we can go down the list. I mean, we bought a fucking ton of players. I mean, listen, I get it. If you sell, I mean, look at it this way. You ready? That's 6 million, guys. Let me put this in perspective for you. That's 6 million to get rid of, or to buy and then basically mothball Nadir Chifty, is what we're going to get back as our kickback from Southampton at some point in time selling Virgil van Dijk. That money's already spent, ladies and gentlemen. Let that marinate for a few minutes.
God damn it.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy. Man.
But
That's fucking one way to bring the show down to a screeching halt.
I've heard that the Patty Roberts deal actually centers on the Virgil van Dijk deal. And like the first time I read that, I went, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But then you start looking at it, and then you go, okay, well that makes sense. We're going to get the sell-on fee from Southampton, and you know,
because Virgil's on strike.
We're going to get a larger.
Virgil said, "Fuck this, I'm out."
Yeah. So you know, I think that's just it's crazy, but the Patty deal doesn't happen until the Virgil van Dijk deal is done. Now, whether there's truth to that now, I don't know, but
right.
At least that's what I read multiple places last couple days.
Crazy stuff, man. Crazy, big money. But do you think you don't think it's actually, how can we say this? Coincidence that Nadir goes out to free up that number 7 jersey? Do you?
No, I don't think that's coincidence.
I knew I was waiting for you, Rev. Rev jumped right on that. No, that was meant to be. Rev's all over it, man. So, Rev, tell me about your last 6 posts about Patty Roberts. They're all celebratory, aren't they?
Dude, I was holding on to that video since the end of June, okay? You have no idea. I was burning a hole in my cell phone.
Oh, my God.
I've been waking up every morning. I'm like, can I post this yet? Like, come on. I'm just like, you know what? I don't care. It's not official, but I'm just doing it. I don't care.
Oh my god, that is so good. Oh, Rev is all over it, man. Rev, I'll tell you what, man. No one is expecting this as much as you. No one I know is expecting as much as you. I don't think a father waiting for a baby is expecting it as much as you are expecting Patty to come in. That's fucking good shit, man. But does he? Let me, Rev. Let me. Go ahead.
Did you see the picture that Sinclair posted?
No. What'd he do?
He posted a picture of. He took a picture of Tierney. It's on Instagram, and he's got like the dumb little filter thing that makes him look like a cat. And it said he tagged Patty in it, and it said KT misses you. So you think, at the very least, a player wouldn't do something like that unless it was going to happen. Like, he might do that and send it to him, like, personally, like, you know, text it to him or whatever as a joke, but he wouldn't post that publicly for everyone to see unless it was going to happen. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. Let me see. Here's Scott Sinclair. No, that's not him, is it? That's not him, is it? I don't see him here. Hold on. What's his Scott Sinclair's Scotty underscore that's
Scotty underscore Sinclair.
Got it.
There might be 2 underscores, I can't tell.
Got it. It looks like 2, yeah. All right, so what does he have here? He's got a picture of who?
Tierney.
Where?
And it says KT misses you. It's like the Instagram story thing. You
know, oh, gotcha. I can't catch it on. Okay, I'm there. Got it. I'll look it up later. Got it. So, Rev, I have a question for you.
Good.
Okay. How long in milliseconds will it take for you to order Roberts with a 7 on the back after Patty signs?
It's gonna be a while because I have to get the home jersey first.
Got
and
it.
I haven't gotten the home jersey yet. So I'm probably not gonna get it till like October. I thought about I'm just like, since I didn't do it, I'll just get the away jersey. But I'm just like, nah, I have to get I want to get the home jersey first.
Got it.
So
got it. By the way, if anyone's curious, they are cut much, much bigger than last year.
Oh, are they?
Oh God, yes.
Okay, good thing I know that.
Yes, cut much, much bigger. I have 2 of the same shirts. I have 2 shirts, last year's, this year's, same exact size, printed on the inside. One fits like a medium, the other one fits like it's supposed to. I feel like the other one I'm in a wet T-shirt contest. This one fits like it's supposed to. Just saying. Anyway, so to jerseys, what did you guys think of the fluorescent green kit last night?
Yeah. I mean, like it's it is what it is. It's nice, but it's not my favorite.
Here's an over under for you guys. You ready? Over under 3. Over under 3 times 3.5. Over under 3.5 times. You think you'll see that third kit this year?
Can I call evens and just say that it would be 3 times?
Yeah, I don't think it's. Hey, listen, you ready? How many times did we see the pink kit last year?
Twice,
I think. But it's what? There's a 3rd game this year, and we've already seen it once.
Yeah, we saw the pink kit 1 time last year.
Really? That's it?
That was it.
I thought that was twice, but
I only remember 1. I only remember 1 game. I
drank a lot, so I don't know.
I drink a lot. All right, so Rev, I got your tweet. Rev, here's your thing, right? You just mentioned me in this at RevBoyNJ. There you go. So what's this supposed to be? So you got a picture of? Oh wow, KT misses you at Patrick Roberts. Ooh, meow.
So that's public for everyone to he wouldn't post something like that publicly
if they didn't know.
Deal happen. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. That's awfully suggestive right there. That's not a very how can I say this? He's not holding anything back in that picture.
He's bromantic.
He is bromantic in that picture, yes. He misses his boy. I get it. But that is, woo, man, what picture. Thanks for sharing that, Ref. That was good. Wow. I didn't need to see that today. Oh, my gosh. Anyway, so question for you guys. From the 2-0, just the last thing about 2-0 game. What did you think of Bendu?
I didn't really watch the game too much since I was getting ready to come down here to my in-laws, but, I mean, everyone said he was good, so I'll take everyone's word for it.
Chris, what'd you think?
I think he's going to be a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
I like the way he moves. He makes good decisions, but like the more I watched him yesterday, the more I felt like he was doing the turns on the inside rounds. He was always making himself available for a pass, and then he would, send it out wide or throw it back into the middle, trying to get to Rogic or Stuart Armstrong or something. But I think he's a good player. I think he's young.
Mm-hmm. No shit. Yeah, he's 19.
I think there's mistakes that he's made, but overall, I think he's going to be a good player. Now, the one I'm really excited about was Oliver Encham.
Encham, yeah.
That dude. If you go back and watch last week's game against Astana, if you watch Encham, you'll see the entire game.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He absolutely strolled it last week.
Yeah.
And that's just a credit to where we are as a club, honestly.
All right. So before you go to Encham, let me say one thing. Let me ask you this: since you watched the game, what did you think the difference was? Now Bendu's played 2 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both against Killy.
Right.
Cup game and then yesterday. In the Cup game, would you agree Bendu was a little bit more, had a little bit more Tecker flair to him in the shit he was trying to do?
Yes.
Did you notice that none of that shit happened this time?
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Correct. I did.
Think someone someone let him know exactly how to be able to play the game?
Well, if you watch Brendan Rodgers for any amount of time while he's on the bench, you will see him make quiet little notes to himself, and then he'll sit down there on the bench and have a full-on meeting with all of his coaches, and then usually at halftime you'll see some sort of little adjustment. No matter what it is, you'll see some little adjustment, and whatever it is that was the issue in the first half or whatever gets corrected in the second half. Something like the way Kundai Benyu was kind of doing some tricks and some flicks and all that kind of stuff. Like, that's all fine and good if you can make it work, but if you can't, you need to cut that shit out and just play. Like, that's honestly, that's Brendan Rodgers being a manager, and a manager that the players respect enough to be like, okay, I'm gonna cut that shit out. So
yeah, I just wanted to say that because I noticed it big time. He ran his ass off back and forth. He had probably 3 or 4 times that he ran all the way back and got in the middle of everything all the way back. So much better performance, I thought, this time around. So, but I'm interested to see because that's another, Ryan Christie's position. So it'll be interesting. We'll see what happens there. But as far as Ancham goes, my favorite tweet from the Ball Boys. Do you see the name of their last show?
In Champions League?
In Champions League. That was good. That was good stuff. But did you see Encham's tweet today?
I have not been on Twitter
Rev?
really today.
Rev, did you see his tweet today?
No, I didn't see it.
He says, and this is, I'm quoting him, ready? I am not one, because thanks for blah, 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 blah. Just to let you know, I'm not yet 100% fit.
Jeez.
I'm telling you, man, he is the daddy. He's gonna stroll it. He was a good signing.
Mm-hmm. Will we pay for him? 2.8?
Yeah.
2.8. So he's another one of those. I've got to take the gig to get out of Manchester City, right? And I've got to take some money. So let's say, what did he sign for? 3 years, 4 years?
I think 4.
4. So 4 times 52 is 208 times. Let's say he's on 15 grand a week.
Something like that.
So he's another one worth almost $6 million.
Correct.
So his contract's $6 million. So Bendu, you bring him in. The only difference is you only paid 500 grand for him. Plus, let's say 8-10 grand a week. That's another $3 million. If you're talking about Patty for another $2.5 million. Which, by the way, you put all that together, you've already spent, and plus you had to pay an increased wage to Stewart. You've already paid that. I mean, you've already spent a lot of your money, haven't you?
Yeah.
You really have. Really, really have.
Are you talking about last year's or this year's?
Last year's.
Okay.
Yeah, last year's plus whatever. Plus, don't forget. I mean, you can't just say it's all for first team stuff, because I guarantee you that the academy and the under 21s, they don't make any money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, I'd be okay with them taking some of that money and putting it towards other things with the club, i.e. Celtic TV.
Right. Right.
Make some other parts of the wider scope of the Celtic Football Club more tenable. That's what it's for. It's for the team. It doesn't have to be just for player sales and transfers and stuff, or whatever with that. It's for the team. If if Celtic Park needs upgrades or fixing or whatever,
right,
put it towards that. Like anything
maybe improve Celtic TV.
Yeah, anything. As I said, yeah, anything that has to do with the team itself. Yeah, I'm fine with anything like that.
Yeah. So we had Shifty gone. Encham says he's not 100% fit yet. Yeah, he's going to be good. And that. Oh, by the way, did you guys know this? Happy birthday, Lee Griffiths.
Yeah.
Lee Super Lee. Yes. Happy birthday, Lee Griffiths.
Old tea cake.
Old tea cake, yes. Yes. Hopefully someone put a tea cake in the top right there with a little candle in it. He blows that out or eats it, one of the two. But anyway. So we've got a game Tuesday. Anyone going in the cone Tuesday?
I mean, I don't have a choice. I'm just going to go ahead and resign myself to the fact that I'm going to be in the cone for pretty much any game during the week for the foreseeable future.
Got it. And you realize that's by the way, on the East Coast for American Tims, that's an 11:45 a.m. game.
Yeah. Right smack dab in that work day.
11:45 in the middle of the day. Yeah. I'm just glad it's not tomorrow. And fuck with my whole preparation to watch the damn eclipse tomorrow.
Oh yeah, it's tomorrow too. Fuck.
You'll know because it'll be like dark for 3 hours.
Yeah, I know. Like we're in the 99.7% swatch of the eclipse, so thankfully I don't have to go very far for it to be completely dark.
Right, exactly. I know we've got Myrtle Beach, the Myrtle Beach eclipse is going to be tomorrow at 2:47 local time. That'll be 7:45 for the people in whatchamacallit, in Glasgow. It starts 7:45. It ends at 4:09. 2 hours and 51 minutes from beginning to end. And we are in the, like the 99 point whatever percent.
Yeah.
Out the door. Yeah. So,
good. People are losing their shit over.
It is crazy.
The eclipse too.
It's great. I don't know what's crazier, this or Y2K.
Y2K, come on. Yeah, Y2K was way more like, oh, I saw your mom getting 5 more, crates of bottled water because the world's gonna end.
I got people telling me my cell phone's gonna not work. I hope not. I got fucking business calls to make tomorrow. I don't have time for that shit. I got work to do. Someone asked me, "Are you gonna be busy with doing it?" I'm like, "No, I'm on business. I'm on sales calls. I got time. I got work to do. Fuck that shit."
The really fucked up thing is that they're canceling schools. Basically, if you live within the swath that the eclipse is going to happen, most of these school systems have already closed. Like they announced it last week that Athens, Clark County schools were going to be out, and one of the things is they didn't want the liability if your kid goes outside and looks up at the sun, doesn't have the proper glasses on, and they burn their retinas.
Well, wouldn't you just put the kid in school, and if he left, it's his own fucking fault?
Well, no. See, I go back because there was an eclipse that happened to me when I was like in 2nd grade. So this was like 1984, 85, something like that. Anyway, I remember making one of those. Yeah. Fuck you.
Shit. 2nd grade. Damn.
But I'm just saying, like we made one of those little boxes that we can watch the eclipse.
Oh.
Right. And like we took that as like a science experiment or whatever. And instead of doing that and making sure that they're doing that the right way without glasses and not going out there and staring at the sun, they're basically school systems don't want the liability of their kid walking outside and going blind for looking at the sun.
Yeah, we did.
It's just fucked up, man.
It was like 2nd or 3rd grade. It was the early '90s, and we made a little like shoebox thing, but I still looked at it anyway. I'm like, fuck you, nerds. I want to look at it. And I kind of fucked up my vision a little bit, I'm sure.
Oh, so if you guys don't know what's going on, we have apparently there's an eclipse tomorrow, and the biggest thing is it's basically going to run from Oregon to South Carolina, in straight line. That's the 100% swath. So it's going to be that thing, and it's going to go right over basically Charleston is the main area, and people are fucking losing their minds. I know my son doesn't start school until Wednesday or Thursday, and we just dropped off Lauren to college, and Lauren starts Tuesday, so they're not starting until after all this shit anyway, which I thought was late because usually all the other schools in the area are already started, but they don't start until after this whole damn thing's over with. So, interesting stuff, man. But, anyway. That's it. That's enough of the eclipse shit. Anyone want to add anything to that? Rev, you going to go outside to go watch the eclipse tomorrow?
I mean, I'm in like the 20-something, so I'm not even, or something like that. I'm not totality, so I'm not on. I mean, it'd be cool, but yeah, I'm not getting the total like you guys are. They said in 2024 or something like that, there's going to be another one.
Yeah, 17 years.
The opposite direction, so southwest to northeast, and that one will be 100% for, like Jersey and stuff. So I'll worry about that when that happens.
Oh my gosh. So that leads us to the rest of the week. So next week's going to be a good week for Celtic fans, don't you think?
I think so.
Massive
week. We've got Astana on Tuesday. We've got Patty for Rev on Wednesday. We've got the draw on Thursday for the Champions League.
Yes.
And then Saturday is a big day. Saturday is an all-day Tim Fest. we'll pound the shit out of St. Johnston early in the day, and then it's McGregor Mayweather Saturday night.
I was gonna say what's going on Saturday, but yeah, there you go.
There you go. Yeah. So, big day.
Here's my question though.
Mm-hmm.
Are we on Tuesday Champions League match at Astana? Are we going for goals, or are we gonna basically sit back and park the bus?
Oh, we're going for goals, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what I think too, but I should know. You know.
I think
You think
5-0's
it's
different from 5-2, Chris. And I think he's got.
Okay.
What I mean is, I think this 5-0 this time around is different from 5-2 versus compared to last year against Beersheva.
No.
And I think he's got enough love in his team and trust in his team to just say, go out there and I want you to do the same damn thing this time. And I want another 3, 4, 5-0 out of you guys.
And I totally expect that. I just wanted your opinion. Shit.
No, I'm
just asking them.
I'm agreeing with you. I think he's going to just fucking destroy people. That's what I wanted to do. Listen. Who else would be happy going into the group stages with a 8 or 9-0 aggregate?
Ass whipping.
Oh. And all we need. Go ahead, Ref.
Walking into the Conor McGregor. Walking into the ring, doing one of the.
We're not here to take part.
I mean, walk out to the Foggy Dew. Sinead O'Connor version.
Yep. So here's what we need. You ready? By the way, we're in the top. From what I've read, you guys have seen that be in the top 4. I mean, in pot 4.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd be in pot 3, but I guess pot 4.
Well, here's the thing. We need one of 2 teams to lose. Right? So Olympiacos only beat Rijeka 2-1 at home. So they've got to go to Rijeka and get a result. Rijeka wins 1-0. And they go through. And now, because Olympiacos and Sevilla are at the bottom, are in pot 3. So Istanbul and Rijeka are basically below us. Those are our 2 games. Because I don't see Napoli. I mean, maybe. Napoli and Nice are both above us, so that's not a problem. It's those 2 games, from what I understand.
And that's all based on the coefficients and shit, right?
Correct.
Which Celtic is like what, 50th?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
In the coefficients, which is just absolute bullshit. But okay, whatever.
So.
I know what I don't want. I don't want to play Barcelona.
Yep. So that's the way it works. So Napoli's in front of us, and Sevilla are both in front of us. Olympiacos and yep, that's right. I just checked it out. Olympiacos and Sevilla. So Olympiacos, Sevilla's there. Yep, that's right. So Napoli's in pot 3, but Napoli's playing against Nice, and Nice is also above us, I believe. Correct. Yep. That is correct. All right. So, man, so we need a decent result. So I think that'll be a good day. So here's the thing. You ready? Have you guys played with this Champions League simulator draw?
No.
Rev, have you seen it?
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and tweet this out. This is actually pretty cool. So I'll put it out of the out of the STG. I'll post it right now. And we're gonna do it real quick, and then I want to do this. This is actually, I was doing it the other day, and I was actually pretty happy with what came out. So we talked about sample draw for next week. So here you go. So here's the simulator. You ready? So it's got Real Madrid, Bayern, Chelsea, Juventus, Benfica, Monaco, Spartak, and Shakhtar Donetsk in pot 1. Pot 2 is Barcelona, Madrid, PSG, Dortmund, Sevilla, Manchester City, Porto, and Manchester United. Jesus Christ. And then pot 3 is Napoli, Tottenham, Basel, Olympiacos, Anderlecht, Liverpool, Roma, and Besiktas. And then pot 4 has us at the top, Moscow, Copenhagen, Lisbon, Apoel, Feyenoord, Maribor, and Leipzig. So let's just using those teams. So ready? So you just click on them, pick a ball, and place it somewhere. Obviously, Real Madrid goes first. I'm just going to go through this. Chelsea into Group D, Bayern Munich into Group C, Juventus into Group A, Monaco into Group E. Just randomly pick ones. Benfica into H, Spartak Moscow into G, and then Donetsk into F. So then they go to group part 2 here. Sevilla goes in with Monaco. Okay, great. Barcelona, Donetsk. Manchester City against Moscow. Juventus against United. PSG, Real Madrid. Dortmund, Benfica. Atletico, Bayern, Porto versus Chelsea. Then we get to pot 3. Olympiacos into Group C. Basel into Group D against Porto and Chelsea. Tottenham against Monaco, Sevilla in E. Besiktas goes against Benfica and Dortmund. Anderlecht goes against A and Juventus and Manchester United. Liverpool against Donetsk and Barcelona. Napoli goes into G against Moscow and City. And then Roma against, Madrid, PSG, and Roma. There you go, into B. All right, so then we get to pot 4. You ready? So here's our pot so far, just this fake one. This is what we could look at. Juventus, Manchester United, Anderlecht in A. Real Madrid, PSG, Roma in B. Bayern Munich, Atletico, Olympiacos in C. Chelsea, Porto, and Basel in D. Monaco, Sevilla. There's no one here the way this whole thing's laid out, there's really no group in here except for maybe Benfica, Dortmund, and Besiktas. Moscow, City, and Napoli. Man, how'd you like this group? Real Madrid, PSG, and Roma. Jesus fucking Christ. There's no gimmies anymore in this thing. Okay, so Apple goes first. They're in H. Copenhagen next. Maribor. Leipzig. Feyenoord. Celtic would end up in this group. How'd you like this one? This wouldn't be too bad. Moscow, Manchester City, Napoli, and Celtic is our draw here. You think you can get out of that one? What do you guys think?
I mean, I just pulled it up myself, and we got drawn in Group B when I just did it, and it's Benfica, Atletico Madrid, Tottenham, and Celtic.
I'd take that.
I would take that all day long.
I'd take that all day long.
The ones I don't want out of the draw that I just did was Bayern Munich, PSG, Liverpool, and CSK Moscow. No, sir. I don't want any part of that one.
Yeah, the way it's all laid out now with the top 8 are all league winners. So I mean that makes it okay. So you can get Moscow or Donetsk, and the way Monaco's playing, the way what they've done, and Benfica. I mean that makes it okay. But pot 2, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, pot 2's where it'll get you.
Barcelona, Madrid, PSG, Dortmund, Sevilla, City, Porto, and United in pot 2.
I watched Dortmund yesterday, and Dortmund's really good.
They just beat up. They beat up somebody. We were winning 2-0 like in 5 minutes, weren't they?
Yeah, it was Wolfsburg.
Wolfsburg, got it.
Yeah,
they put it on them. So anyway, I tweet that out. So if you guys want to look at that and play with that, that's relatively interesting. So Moscow, City, and Napoli in mine. What was ours in yours, Chris?
Benfica, Atletico Madrid, and Tottenham.
I'd take either one of those.
Yeah,
I'd take either one of those.
I would too. Yeah.
So Rev, let me ask you this. You ready? When looking at the draw, do you want glamour ties? Or you want to get to the last 16? Which one do you want?
Last 16.
So when you see people going, I want to make sure we get Real Madrid because I want a trip to Madrid. What do you think when people do that?
What, are you crazy?
What are you, crazy? I don't want that. It's seriously, I've seen like people tweet, you know what, I want Real Madrid, PSG, and Roma.
Yeah, okay.
Is that what you want? You want to go to Paris, you want to go to Madrid, and you want to go to Rome. Okay, got it. I mean, it'll be easy getting there, right?
Right, like, yeah, I'd love to go to, some really cosmopolitan cities myself too, but, for the purpose of, Celtic, get more money, get better players, advance and, and actually have a, snowball's chance in hell of winning this thing.
Right. So, let me ask you this. Knowing what the draw is, would it surprise you if Patty wasn't announced until after the draw, if he was announced at all?
I wouldn't be surprised now.
So get through and get us a decent draw, and we'll buy somebody else, or get someone else in. You think that's something to do with it?
Yeah, I would think so. We were linked with that center back, and I don't remember his name off the top of my head. But
the guy from South Africa.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like a decent player, and
22 caps.
I think we do need to get another center back just because of Boyata being hurt, and
right.
The rotation of near Beaton and Kieran Tierney.
I'm not a big fan of African players. Just not a fan because of the African Cup of Nations. That's a pain. That's a pain in the rear end, man. Remember when Effie did really, really well, went away, right in the middle of Champions League.
Yeah.
Came back next day. I mean, after that experiment, it wouldn't surprise me if they just tried not to find some. I mean, if you can get someone, and he's gonna be a stand-in or he's gonna be a squad player, then no big deal. But I mean, I think it's really, really hard to bring that kind of caliber player in, and then if you're planning on getting through the last 16, that's right there at African Cup of Nations time. Can be. So
yeah.
I don't know if that's a positive, negative. I mean, look at what happened with FA. He was never the same after he got back. I don't know what he did when he was there, but.
Oh, you mean when we went to Juventus and
yeah,
fucking gubbed it as.
Yeah. Yeah, African Cup of Nations is right in the middle of everything. So. Pain in the rear end with that one. But anyway, so last thing before I let you guys go, because I know it's Sunday, and I know Chris, you've got a show. Chris, you got a show to plug, don't you?
I do at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
And it's called what? Just so.
Celtic Dreams.
Celtic
Sundays
Dreams.
with HBB.
HBB.
But yeah, it's on Spreaker. Celtic Dreams. And you'll see Honey Boo Boo and some kind of picture of some sort, and of course I'll tweet it out when it gets closer to time. But yeah, it's just music and everybody's enjoying a chat and just
good music too,
out,
by the way.
So.
Last week you had some good stuff,
dude. I don't think people realize like how much I go into like really researching the music that I play on my show. So, I mean,
good stuff. I tell you what, I was impressed. I hadn't listened in a couple weeks because I've been on the road, but I was driving back somewhere and it was fucking awesome.
Well, thanks, man.
It's some good stuff.
I appreciate that. That's all I'm after is just playing music. I've got something kind of special today that I don't normally do, but yeah. So I got something special lined up for the first hour or so. So y'all need to check it out.
I wonder, what could it be?
I mean, Oh, if only Tom Rogic would follow me on Twitter.
Given own goals sandwich. There you go. That's right. Do they have a song for him yet?
I don't think so.
They have to do that. I come from a land down under. They have to do that for him. They have to come up with something for him.
You better run. You better take cover.
There you go. Oh, by the way, Barrowfield, Lion Wake 67 is also in an hour, in under an hour. So we'll make sure we'll get out of there before that.
Yeah, that's my man Ernie.
Ernie, yep. He's
Everything
also
I've learned, I learned from
a
Ernie.
little bit. Yep, exactly. I learned from Ernie. Hey, one thing before we go. By the way, I had made. I don't know if you guys had listened to the short one I did after the Champions League game, but there was one point I wanted to ask you guys because I made this point and I just wanted to see what you thought. You mentioned Encham, Chris. Do you think the whole contract negotiation thing and holdout / waiting game from Stuart Armstrong is going to turn Stuart into last year's Lee Griffiths, meaning he's gonna find it hard now to get Encham out of the way now that he's found a spot, basically found his spot, like Lee did last year. Even though Lee was injured, he didn't get in. You think it's going to be a little bit of it kind of looks the same type thing. It's going to be hard for Armstrong now that he was out of the team to get past Encham.
You know, that'll. I think the thing we have to realize is that, you know, this is all a good problem to have.
Oh yeah, totally. Not complaining. Yeah.
You know, and it may be that in the larger games you'll see Encham, or it may be in the larger games you'll see Stuart Armstrong. You know, I think there's something to be said for basing whatever it is you're going to do on your opposition, and I think that's what Brendan Rodgers has basically done, is that he's looked at tape of other teams and realized that there's some things that Stuart Armstrong does better, and there's some things that Encham will do better, and you can use that, you know, across every single position and every single player. You know, I'd put younger Ralston out there every single week against league opposition. But there are times that I want the experience of Mikael Lustig out there. So I mean, I think that's the way that Brendan Rodgers has us formatted. Is, you know, he can look at the opposition and know which players will be suited for each and every game, and I think that's it's just a great problem to have, quite honestly.
Rev, what do you think? It's gonna be tough for. You think Stewart's gonna find himself in the same places as Lee was last year, waiting for someone to get hurt to get back in?
No, I think, you know, same thing like Chris said. Like, it'll probably be, we know between the two, you know, their strengths and weaknesses, and their the weapons that each player has, and we'll use that accordingly against, you know, the opposition that we have that week. You know, if it could just be simply whichever player is hotter at the moment, or it could just be whichever player is needed against whoever we're, you know, going up against.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, that sounds really good now, but that's not really what happened last year, was it?
No, it wasn't.
He put Musa in, and until Musa got hurt.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. Like, you know, Encham says, you know, he's not 100%. How long is it going to take him to get 100%? Will he get 100%?
And like Chris said, he's still bossing it, though. He's bossing it at 90%.
True. But, you know, unfortunately with Dembele, you know, he got an injury, you know, back in April, and then he was out, and then he hasn't even really played again, and he's injured again already.
Right.
So hopefully Dembele comes back obviously and doesn't get another hammy, and Chem stays healthy, gets healthy and stays healthy himself, and he doesn't keep having like a same injury problem. But yeah, like say he does get injured or something like that, then obviously we're gonna see Armstrong feature a lot more. So who knows? I know you always prep for one thing and then something else ends up happening. But no, I could see them setting out at least with that mindset,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe he doesn't have the fitness to go and play 3 games in a row, the full 90. So he'll just get subbed off early or something like that with Armstrong. Who knows?
Right.
Which, if Armstrong's going to be, like a super sub like that, that's great too.
Yeah, I think it's I think it's going to take a little. I think Stewart tried to play pocket jacks from using a Texas Hold'em type analogy. He tried to play pocket jacks into pocket aces, and I think he's going to find himself on the short end in the long run.
Maybe, yeah, probably.
I really do.
It looks like this is going to be our long-term player.
Yep.
And Armstrong isn't our long-term player now.
He's not. And you know what, though? And fair play. I mean, the guy wants more, and I get it, and I have no problem with that. I'll give him this credit. You ready? He didn't kiss the badge.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't come in and try to pretend something that he's not, and that's cool. And I have no problem with that. But it's one of those things. I mean, I think he's gonna find it hard to get in. I think he's gonna end up being this year's Lee Griffiths. I think he's gonna try and it's gonna find him hard to get back into the squad, into the meaningful games, and I think that's gonna hurt him in the long run. Because did you see what Sutton said about him was, hey, listen, who's gonna want to buy him the way he's playing right now?
Mm-hmm.
And we've seen, things people out saying, $3 or $6 million for him. I mean, it's going to be a tough one. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think it's going to take time for him to get back in, and I think he's going to basically try to get back in. I don't think he's going to get back in. I think Encham's going to be there, and Stewart will play a little bit and come in for him, and I think it's going to end up a lot like the Astana game. But just me, I think he screwed himself in the long run. He should have done his deal. And by the way, if someone says his deal's for 2 additional years, it's 2 years starting from now. He's done in the summer of 2019. So it's only 2 years. They ripped up his old contract to start a new one. So, but anyway. Anything else you guys want to add?
I kind of said it before. I just wanted to say, tell you and stuff, the players' social media, especially if you're not following it, you really got to get on it, because there's been some hilarious shit this week, especially Batons. He's been on point. I don't know if you saw. I guess he missed a package the day after the Astana game. So on the the slip that the driver put on the door, somebody Baton.
What was that?
And it said hail, hail, you played like a boss last night or whatever. And then today for Griffith's birthday, so he like the same thing with the Instagram story, like Sinclair. So he took a picture and he posted it, and it just happy birthday, you Tadger. He's really getting into the culture there. So yeah, if the players and if that's just getting a peek at the locker room atmosphere and the chemistry that the players have together, that's what I love to see. That they're by and large looks like they're getting along. They're having fun. The thing with Bruni, I guess passing the one of the CSC buses after the game. Did you see that too?
No, what was that?
After the game yesterday, they were leaving and stuff. I guess on one of the highways or whatever, and so they're recording each other. So the fans on the bus, And it was like Bruni, Tierney, and I guess driving. So they're like, they're like chanting like Bruni and stuff at him and stuff, and they're cheering on the supporters on the bus, and they're recording everything. So it's just good to see the good nature and like the chemistry with obviously the players amongst themselves and the fans and just everyone just having a good fucking time.
Gotta love it, man. It's one of those things. It's a good time. Are we living in the golden age?
It feels like it. It's a far cry, man. It's a far cry from 2007, 2009.
Oh God.
2010. Like, it's a far cry from that. Those some bad years.
Remember sitting there? I remember one time, Rev, me and you and Graham were on Beyond the Waves, and sitting there, literally wanting to cry about what was going on with the club. Yeah, it's crazy. It's just. I mean, think about it. I remember discussing, is Lee Griffiths the right person, and going through that whole entire conversation.
Right.
And then about a couple months later, thinking about, oh my God, if Lenny leaves, what's going to happen? And just the uncertainty of what's going to, of what it was. I mean, compared to 2.5 years later, sitting here going, hey, listen, we're at 51 in a row. 50 fucking A. Did I just say that? That come out right? 51 fucking games in a row unbeaten.
We're going for 55, though.
I don't know. We're taking that over. Fucking A.
Like, you can't even call it the banter years anymore because we were way head and shoulders above that.
That's like remember as a Yankee fan up until 2005, was it really ever a rivalry with anyone from Boston? Because they had to win every now and then to make it a rivalry, right?
Right.
Yeah, and it just wasn't. Is it really a rivalry now, or is it just listening to like road noise? Unbelievable. I think we're sitting here in the middle of heaven. I mean, someone pinch me. And by the way, does anyone else get the same way when you see Brendan Rodgers wearing a green and white tie, and you're just like, is he really our manager?
Like, I have a couple friends on Facebook or something where we go back and forth, and we give each other some stick and everything, and they all shut up. Like, Rangers fans, they all shut up and they can't do anything anymore. And this is like going back a couple years. We'd lay into each other hard. We're like, we would stop talking to each other for a couple weeks, like, because we would just dig into each other that bad. But like now, like, they have nothing to say. Like, there's one of the big was like focus on Celtic or whatever, Celtic here, one of the bigger Facebook pages. They did the other day, it was like, it was a picture of Patty, and it just said with the caption like, oh, tag a friend to give them the gift of Patty Roberts. So I threw a couple people's names in. No one said anything. No one said boo after that. Like, usually be like, oh, fuck you at least, or something like that, or nothing. No one has anything to say, and it's so good.
Yeah. And by the way, guys, speaking of taking the piss out of Huns, did we even mention them putting up a change.org petition to get us kicked out of the Champions League? We didn't mention that, did we?
Fucking joke.
And I'm sure you all have seen it by now. They've gotten more money from us, or will get more money from us, from us being in the Champions League than they got from not progressing. I'm sure you've seen the tweets too, like, good to see Celtic continuing in the tradition of, Brother Walfred by, giving to the less fortunate still.
You okay? My favorite all-time response to them. You okay, hun? It's still my favorite. You okay, hon? Oh, man. And by the way, JB67 in the chat room, question he put in here. How do you know you're listening to an excellent fan-driven podcast? I said, what? He goes, part one, you'll never hear big fat DJ in the and the background noise of STG's airplane hum. Sorry, man. I pulled this whole freaking thing apart and back together, and I have no idea why it does it. And the sad part is I can't hear it in my headphones. There's no hum. So I don't know what it is. It's probably, I don't know. Who the fuck knows? Anyway. But yes, and part two is you guys giving your own time to inform and entertain us all. Hat tip, gentlemen. On to 10. And JB, when you say 10, do you mean like 10 trophies in a row? Man, going for 150. Are we going for 55 or 155?
Seriously.
And by the way, will it get old for you? Nope.
No.
No.
No. The answer is always going to be no.
Nope. Nope. The answer is no, and they can stick it right up their fucking ass for all I care. I couldn't care the fuck out of here. No way. Anyway, so that's about 90 minutes. We got to get Chris some time to go ahead and get some lozenges and rest his throat before he gets on air. So before we go, anyone want to get some? So
what?
Yes, you got. I mean, you have to have your radio voice ready. I don't want to use your whole radio voice on the show.
We talking about like a box of Ludens or something?
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Some salt water, you'll gargle, and then get ready to go.
That ain't happening. Yeah. No,
Hey,
that
listen.
ain't happening. But
That's what I do before I get on stage for 6 hours. That's what I do.
yeah, I need to do some tequila shots.
There you go. So give me an Astana prediction for Tuesday.
I'll go with 2-0. But I do think there's a chance that they may score on us. I think it could be 2-0 or 2-1 us.
Mm-hmm. Rev?
I'm going to say like 3-1. I think we're going to score first. And just that's it. The game over. But I think they will, get a cheeky goal and, give them a little bit of slight chance of,
There's slight chance left on Wednesday. Like 35 minutes after kickoff. That was their chance. Fuck them. I'm going. You know what? I think we last time Rev, you and me was what 2-0. We said we were going to go for last time. Yeah, I'm going to go for 2-0 away, and I think we gubbed them 7-0. I want to go. Definitely don't want to give up a goal to them. Definitely. And then the big title decider. I'm already seeing this written down. Do you guys see this? The title decider, the SPFL title decider on Saturday at home to St. Johnston.
What?
In week 3.
This is me doing the jerk off motion towards St. Johnston.
It was their tweet. The club put it out a tweet, which it was actually pretty cool because a lot of fans, they didn't take it serious. It was just like, yeah, good luck.
With the 2 teams still undefeated, right? Or is Aberdeen still undefeated?
Aberdeen's still undefeated, but it's because of goal difference.
Okay. But I mean, yeah, it's funny. I would, if I was, their PR or Twitter person, I'd probably be doing the same thing. So, let them have their fun.
So, give me a prediction
For Saturday?
Yeah.
6-0. Smash them.
I like that. 4-0.
4-0.
4-0 for me.
And let me guess. Guess who scores all the goals for you guys, right? This is the best. I love this. Who's the? By the way, first goal scorer against Astana? I mean, listen. He's going so far around the world in the other direction. He's going to be playing in his own, basically in his own time zone, won't he? By the time he's done, that's how far Astana is. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so 6-0, 4-0. I'm going to go with a 3-0 at home and a 2-0 away. Another 5 goals. 1 goal conceded the entire time. I definitely want to get through this for no other reason than just to say we did. Just get through this Champions League qualification without giving up a goal, which I think is excellent. Excellent work. But we'll get there. So, you guys want to give me a quick McGregor Mayweather prediction?
Is that for the WWE belt or?
They're going to box. That's the box.
I know. I'm gonna show my true feelings here. Like I don't get MMA. I don't get boxing. I don't understand it. It's not a big deal for me. But because Conor McGregor is the character. The character is much bigger than the actual person, I think. I'd say Conor McGregor probably could take him, but who knows? I've got no real interest in it, but that's just me.
So you're not going to give me a prediction?
I mean, Conor McGregor is going to win.
There you go.
I don't know.
Rev?
Everyone's saying that McGregor is technically the underdog because they're boxing and he can't, do any of his MMA stuff. But they're fighting with 8-ounce gloves, but that basically helps both of them.
Wait, whoa! I thought we were the most unprepared people. You come out with the glove size and the glove weight. What's up with that?
Yeah, I just have to come across the headline.
Oh, okay. Not that I read the article.
That they're fighting with 8-ounce gloves and they should both be happy that they are. That's all I know.
Oh my god! You know who I think's gonna win? Hey, listen! You put boxing gloves on this motherfucker, he's gonna kick everyone's ass.
Tom Rogic.
Oh, remember, this is the Wizardry of Oz. This is the Tom Rogic Appreciation podcast. And we think
a lot of people are mad. So there's no Irish undercard.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like why couldn't McGregor get an Irish boxer before him? Like that. So a lot of people are pissed off about that.
Oh. So you did read the article?
Oh, that's another one again. The tweet. There was like tweets that I saw it, so it's really
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh. An hour and a half in. Anyone want to add anything to that? No? We're good?
No, I'm good.
I have one more thing to add.
All right.
I can't. I know there's people sitting there going, okay, what's he going to say? And all of a sudden, yes. Anyway.
We need to all go eat Vegemite sandwiches.
That's the end of that. Yeah, exactly. It's time to go get a Vegemite sandwich. It's lunchtime. Oh, God. Anyway. So, Rev, good talking to you, Bubba.
You too.
Chris, I know you want to add one more thing. I guess I'll let you say it this week.
Chuck y'all law. Hail, hail. Up the raw.
Up the raw. Oh, my God. By the way, just so everyone understands, we definitely have to make sure that we play one more song from another band from Australia, just so we understand where we always want to keep our boy Tom with us. And that's By My Side. Just saying. Anyway, Hail, everyone. Thanks for being with us. We'll talk to you after 2 more successful days. Take care. We'll see you next week.
In the dark of night, those small hours, uncertain and anxious, I need to call you. Rooms full of strangers, some call me friend, but I wish you were so close to me. In the dark of night, those small hours, I drift away when I'm with you. In the dark of night, by my side. In the dark of night, by my side. I wish you were, I wish you were. Here comes the clown. His face is a wall. No window, no air at all. In the dark of night, his faces, they haunt me. But I wish you were so close to me. In the dark of night, by my side. In the dark of night, by my side. I wish you were, I wish you were. In the dark of night, by my side. In the dark of night, by my side. I wish you were, I wish you were. In the dark of night, these faces, they haunt me. Well, I wish you were so close to me. Yes, I wish you were by